such an asshole.
We got a great question. It's coming from a 27-year-old young man, which, just so you guys know, rich or poor, but definitely poor, because there's more poor people than are rich people. At 27, that's like the darkest before the dawn, right? It's the darkest before the sun comes up. That's up. I'd almost say right at 27 is where the wheat starts getting separated from the chaff, and everything about normie world starts to fall apart. Starts to. It's going to go on for a little bit, but it starts to fall apart. Mom and dad get sick and tired of supporting their piece of shit 27-year-old kid. Bad mistakes start catching up with people at that time. And if you busted your ass off, or you were poor, or otherwise somehow legitimately disadvantaged, but you put the effort in, and you're making the right decisions, I bet you did. I bet you if you were in the Navy for a long time, I guarantee you, every guy I'm talking to right now, and the handful of women that work this, when you worked an overnight shift, when you had to work the third shift or something, or 24 hours. This is why I hate sunrises. People are like, wouldn't it be nice to wake up early and go see the sunrise? Shut the fuck. No. No. I hated it. Where you don't actually see the sun pop up. The sun just doesn't poof. It's there, like, the little, and like a beam of light comes through the darkness. It starts to turn a slightly darker shade of black off in the east. And then it starts to become kind of like a dark purple, and then a dark blue. And then it's slowly, now to people, it's beautiful because it starts doing rainbow colors before the sun rises. But it's just like, fuck, I've been up since the sun went down. My life is such shit right now. I gotta see that stupid fucking sunrise. There were always these girls who had mommy and daddy paying their way through college because you were inferior Gen Xers. Let me say, you were inferior Gen Xers, where you thought was a treat. There was a treat. Let's wake up early and go watch the sunrise. Yeah. Mommy and daddy will buy me my espresso. I can't say what I hope happens to you people. I really can't. Not on this channel. That's where you are. You're right there, man. However, I painted the wrong analogy, because whereas I detest the sun rising, this would be like, don't worry, it gets better. All right. So maybe take everything I said and flip it on its head in terms of, like, let's say you like sunrises. I don't like sunrise. I'm merely saying the sun's about to rise in your life. Okay. The darkness is about to be over. It'll be gradual, but the darkness is about to be over. So let's read through this. I'm going to tell you now, buddy, free advice in an escort. You need to learn to use paragraphs. Hey, Aaron, I want to remain anonymous and provide a response. I need perspective. 27-year-old Navy veteran who recently got out. I got medically discharged, which pays me through disability due to my narcolepsy. I'm also pursuing electrical engineering at college. Plans to graduate there. Exactly, buddy. You're doing great, man. You're doing better than I ever did at 27. Fuck. You're making all the right choices, man. Plans to graduate in 2028. It's all paid for. I also receive basic housing allowance. I have $35,000 saved up for retirement, and have health, dental, vision covered for life. Dude, forget comparing yourself to the average 27-year-old. Compare yourself to the average 42-year-old millennial who's still bitching and whining and begging for a student loan bailout. Right? I know it doesn't feel like you went through hell, right? You went through hell. You don't feel great. But if you look at the piece of paper, like if we were to compare your stats versus anybody else's 27 or 42, you're doing great. I know it don't feel like you're doing great, but objectively, you're doing great. Doing great doesn't feel great, right? When you're lifting weights, it sucks. Of course, then there's some weirdos like, I love the burn. Yeah, I don't like the pit in my stomach where I feel like throwing up. That's the part I don't like about lifting weights. I have a room that I rent cheap, and because I'm friends with the owner, I don't expect it to change anytime soon in the future. The only real debt I have is my car, which I can pay off in 2 years. I don't have kids or a girlfriend, don't plan on getting any anytime soon. I have a personal trainer I go to stay fit and look very well in shape. I eat well and take care of myself. I know you see this as maybe bragging, but I still feel inadequate. It's not bragging if it's true, right? I have no problem telling people, yeah, I got an IQ like in the 138 range. I'm really smart. Yeah, shut the fuck up, you midwit, mid IQ, conformist asshole. Shut up. I'm smart. So if you've done all this shit, yeah, good. Good for you, man. Outstanding. I mean, don't brag about it. I don't bring it up. But yes, you're objectively doing great. But I still feel inadequate. I come from a poor background. My father was a drug dealer, and my mother was an assistant teacher. Shocking. The liberal teacher went for the drug dealer? Wow. I was not planned, and because of that, I saw the strain that was placed on my life. Well, then maybe look at vasectomies unless you really want kids. I recall many instances where things I own were sold to pay bills. My father was there in the beginning, but when he left, it was just my mom and me. I did not have much contact with him afterwards as he was trying to build his life after having so many children from so many different women. Yeah, I'd keep your father out. He's a piece of shit scumbag. And he's compromised. Like, what is he going to do with, I don't know how many other children he has. It was T. Rash, right? Your dad was T. Rash. He was banging all the women, right? I don't know what you're going to do. And I do mean this in the pejorative sense, a philanderer. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with, especially even if he comes to Jesus, whatever, da da da. Like, yeah, dude, it's too late, and your life is so compromised itself. Like, what really, in terms of man to man, what common ground would we have to form a relationship on? You're kind of skis. Uh, we keep in contact now, but it's strained in many ways. You don't have to, he abandoned you. You don't, you got your own shit to worry about. If you don't want to waste your time or put the CPU processing power on that, running that formula in your head, you don't have to. I mean, you're majoring in electrical engineering, and it looks like you're in your last 2 years, and those are the hardest years. I would not be bothering having a relationship with a person, not your dad, a person who failed you as a child. That's just me. The people around me say I succeed, but what does that mean when the bar was so low growing up? I'm surrounded by people better than me, and many are homeschooled with parents who planned their lives before they were born. Oh, so you're surrounded by people who had life on easy mode. You're playing veteran mode, pun intended. You're playing life on hard mode, and you're worried that people who have it on easy mode have a higher score than you. So if we were to liken this to my world, you and I go hiking. I saddle you with an 80-pound backpack full of rocks, and then I beat you up the hill, and you're wondering, you feel bad because I beat you up the hill. I'll tell you right now, this is a you problem that you gotta understand, that because it's not logical. You're failing to grasp the logic or the reality of the situation. These people had life on easy mode, right? They're going to perform better than you, right? Like, dude, I barely got laid in college, right? Why? I didn't have time to go to parties. I did not have time to pursue girls. I I had to work, I had to study, I had to sleep. That's what it was. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't get laid in college. It must have sucked." Like, no, there was no time. I made up for it since then, but there was no time. You gotta accept that you were born in a situation you didn't control. It immediately put life on hard mode, and you're making up for lost time. And what you don't realize is you're going like this. The normal trajectory for normies, like kids in the suburbs or whatever, it's like this. They don't start down here. I don't even know if my arm is in the thing. They don't start down here and make it up to here. They start up here, and as mom and dad pay for shit and whatever, DEI, Lord knows whatever, and they make a general trend upward. You're like this. You start way down here, and you're what you don't realize is you're already above them. Like if we had them cross, if I could do it this way, they're flattish, they're gradually increasing, you're skyrocketing. You are either right at the point, like I said, 27 years old, where the two lines cross and you're about to continue on going up because your slope is higher. Or you're looking at metrics and measures like, oh, they're doing so much better, they got better whatever grades, or they're graduating earlier than me. Fine, technically you're a little bit below them in those regards. Give it another 2 or 3 years. And here's another thing, you got selection bias. Are you comparing yourself to other electrical engineering majors? Well, yeah, those are some of the smartest people out there. I guarantee you there are people smarter than you in that field, but that's not the only measure or metric. So yeah, I mean, there's always going to be someone better than you in some way. But if we're using general life performance metrics that normie conformies and inferiors use, yes, a couple people are going to be in better shape than you, whether that's money, family, income, GPA, how many girls they get, how many guys they get if you're a girl, right? There's always someone better. But generally, yeah, you're going to look at Normieville and they're going to be better off than you, right? By normal metrics and statistics. But soon, you're going to be blowing them out of the water. And everything you listed right now, I could tell you financially, you're blowing normie kids out of the water who mom and dad helped them with. The average person doesn't have 35 grand saved up or a pension like you do, or disability or whatever it is, right? People don't have a housing allowance. Most people your age are in crippling levels of debt because of their student loans, and then they went out and bought something stupid like a car. And they don't have an electrical engineering degree. They don't have health insurance and things paid for long term. Like your balance sheet is way better than their balance sheet. You just don't see it out in the real world. Why? Probably because you're sitting down studying, probably because you have a sleep disorder, right? People are going out partying or whatever 27-year-olds do. They got a nicer car than you do because it's not their car, it's the bank's car, and they're paying 18% interest on their Hellcat. Right? But it's about the change, buddy. It's about based on normie statistics, you might be underperforming. Oh, no, you're not the most popular kid, bro. Oh, no, you don't have a boat on the lake like Thaddeus does, even though it's dad's boat. Dad's about to file for bankruptcy too. Trust me, as a former banker. If you're comparing yourself against people having fun doing normie things, trust me, everyone with a nicer car than you, nicer boat, nicer shit, nicer house, whatever, they don't own it. It's all fake. It is. It's all fake. A lot of them are going bankrupt. I guarantee you, nearly everyone you know is struggling financially. And just as you're kept up by a physical condition that you can't sleep, these people are kept up by their own goddamn choices and debt they accrued and acquired. You are doing better than you think, and you comparing yourself to normies that had life on easy mode is the wrong way to score yourself. You should score yourself against other people who were brought up in dysfunctional homes who came out of poverty. How are you doing compared to them? And as you're going to find out, you were forced to lift more weights early on, and you're going to be stronger than them soon. They're taking roids. They're not going to the gym as much. They're partying and having cocktails and getting wings, bro, and watching the game. You're hustling. And just like someone who works out more, yes, it's struggling. Yes, it's harder. You will be stronger than them. And you already are. You just kind of don't see it because you're right at that twilight spot. I'm surrounded by people better than me. Better than you morally? You mean just better GPA? And many are homeschooled with parents who planned their lives before they were born. They have deeper conversations about topics I'm not even aware of. Okay, you're right. You know why? Because they could afford that. Your conversation, like, man, I'd like some food. I sure wish I could get some sleep. Oh, where are we going now, Captain? Yes, sir. And I wonder how deep these conversations really are, right? Are they deep conversation? I remember 20 something conversations in Minnesota. Oh my God, socialism. And I love the children so much. I care about the minorities and the women. And oh my God, I'm such a good Minnesota. Are those the conversations you're missing out? Dude, you ever realize how small we are compared to the universe? We're just like this speck of dust on a speck of dust, man. Are we talking these basic bitch conversations? Dude, like, what if God doesn't exist? Oh, is that what you're missing out? You're not missing out on anything. You're gonna look back and say, are we talking about 20 something philosophical conversations? Absolute dog. Good. You want an interesting conversation? Here, let me say you're going to have all these normal conversations and epiphanies you think you realize that have been talked about. Here's what I want you to do. Go read Schopenhauer. There's an interesting philosophical observation that's unique and different. Read The Way of Monkey book by Turd Flinging Monkey. That's a short book. Go read that one. You should actually. I should link to that below. I want you to go read that one first. Go read Viktor Frankl, The Meaning of Life or something like that. Go read that. Okay. There's way better philosophy. I can't imagine deeper conversation topics I'm not aware of. I'm going to wonder how deep those conversations are. And if your life experience hasn't had you have much better, interesting, and philosophical discussions. Uh, and have gone places I have never seen. Right. Dude, I am not that well traveled. Pretty much every Gen X woman my age has gone to many other places I haven't seen because I like to travel. Wow, you're saying the rich people drove nicer cars than you? And mommy and daddy paid for kids? Like spring break. I never went to spring break. I didn't go to like Florida or Cancun. I didn't get my senior frog shirt like all the normies did. And when you get old, you could be like, yeah, I didn't miss anything. I can tell. Here's the problem, man. Listen to me. This is a you problem. You got to solve this. You are applying life on easy mode measures. You are using normie conforming inferior measures to measure and gauge your performance. You're using those units of measurement to gauge your performance. You're using the wrong measuring stick, the wrong increment. It is, man. You don't see. You're gonna look. Mark my words. 10 years from now, revisit this. You're like, wow, I can't believe I thought that was really cool shit. I can't believe I looked at what the normie people did. Like, have you ever been to Disney World? I've not been to Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland, right? When I was a little 8-year-old boy, oh my God, wouldn't it be great to go to Disneyland? Oh my God, oh my God. Now I'm like, oh my God, you couldn't pay me enough to go there. You're going to age, you're going to realize that what is cool and popular and insightful and deep and experience, oh my God, I like to travel. You're going to realize like these are what boring fucking people do. This is what the sheep do. No, it's not to say that, yeah, I didn't mind. Ironically, the one time I went to Europe, I liked France more than I did Switzerland or Italy. I did like Venice. Yes, naturally, I had a good time, but it was not a bragging piece, right? And I think especially at 27, that's where people brag, especially women, like for whatever reason, when they use other people's money, whether it's the government's money through the student loans they have yet to pay back, the mom and dad's money that they lent them, the bank's money that they borrowed. For some reason, women think traveling is some fucking accomplishment. It's like, no, you paid someone to fly a plane or pilot a boat to a place, and then you walked around with other people's money. Like, oh my God, he didn't travel. Like, really? Like, you didn't travel? That's like one of the biggest bullshit statistics and measures of performance is how much you traveled. No, that's not. You are so measuring yourself by normie inferior world standards. It's the, and you're depressed. Yeah. Here's another thing, buddy. You're not normal. I'm gonna not to kiss your ass. You're superior. I don't measure myself by monkey standards. Oh, how much poo did you fling at the other monkey? I'm like, oh, I'm a really sucky monkey. I didn't throw. I don't even handle my own feces. I try to avoid contact with it as much as possible using the toilet paper. I'm a bad monkey. Yeah, I'm a horrible monkey. You're a horrible normie because you're fucking superior. I don't talk to these. Let me ask you another thing. Do you feel you're missing out on missing the game, bro? Like going to the bar and getting wings, bro. Do you feel you're inferior because you don't have some other man's jersey on your back? I know I'm being a little hard on you because this is everyone. Everyone is brought up being told what's popular and sought after and good and what you should aim for, right? Like to travel. And I got my car, bro. And girls have their propagandist goals and men have their propagandist goals. Women's propaganda travel, vote Democrat. Oh my God, I'm a girl boss. I'm a bad bitch. I donate a nonprofit. Oh my God, look, I got a herpes bag. These are robots. Men have their thing, Hellcat, bro, Beamer, bro. I got my whatever, dick extension, car loan, bro, whatever. I don't know what guys do anymore. Travel, oh my God, partying, bro, whatever. Those are monkeys throwing feces. Oh, look, you threw your turd the furthest. Congratulations, normie monkey. I wouldn't say you're morally better than these people because that's a different discussion, but you are more accomplished and superior to them in terms of accomplishment, work ethic, character, resilience, probably philosophy down the road when you get there. You are not inferior to these people. Unless you want to measure your life based on what car loan did I get, bro? I'm not even saying what car did you get, right? Because that implies people bought the car. They don't buy the car. Look at what school district and house and neighborhood I'm in, bro. Yeah, because you got a 50-year mortgage and your parents helped you with the down payment. Bro, I'm getting an MBA. I got a 4.0. Yeah, it's because your undergrad was English and you went to some shit MBA school where everyone gets a 4.0, right? Look, I traveled, bro. Yeah, and it was on mom and daddy's credit card. None of this is them, okay? And if you want to know what the main value system is of the normie conformies inferiors, it's popularity. That's all it is. It's middle school. It's what's popular. It's just now they got credit cards for the parents' credit card. To this day at 20, or stiffing the taxpayer, not paying the student loans back, or whatever it is. It just like it was an act in middle school, it's all an act now. And if you want to value yourself and measure your performance with those turd flinging monkey standards, pun intended to a good friend, turd flinging monkey. Yeah, you're a horrible monkey, man. You're bad at throwing shit against other monkeys. You're really bad at being a normie conforming douche. You're an accomplished man. You're a veteran. And you came from poverty, which makes it all that much more impressive. But I get it. You young people are told this is the goal. This is the popular thing. And you think you're a failure if you don't get it. And I'm saying it's all fucking bullshit. Look at the boomers who set those standards. They are fucking miserable, thrice divorced, impoverished, can't suck a dick at a truck stop no more because grandma's tits are pruny failures. I'm not saying, the world's greatest advice, but freedom and living a life and enjoying it that should be your goal. And when you look at your fundamentals, you are setting yourself up for long-term success. You didn't fuck up. You don't have somebody else's kids. You got the GI Bill. Things are getting a great thing. And you know what? Success in the real world for us adults, for us people who don't throw feces, we're not the monkeys throwing feces at each other. You know what success is for us? Peace, freedom, financial stability, a good night's rest because we don't worry about money, although we probably want to take care of your narcolepsy there. Health, you got your health. You're in good shape. I would say adventure, not so much travel, more like adventure. I love just walking across the desert and let's climb up that mountain over there. Let's go. I mean, the other day I found a tarantula. People would think that's weird. Like, oh my God, it's creepy. Yeah, but it's cool. I found a tarantula. I found this all rock part of the desert where there's absolutely no shrubbery or dirt. It was just pure rock, and there were pools of water that have been contained since there was rain about 2 weeks ago. All right. But whatever it is. That's life, or whatever your version of that is. And the paint is about to come off. The sheen is about to come off of all these dancing turd flinging monkeys in your world. And you're going to find out they're miserable. It's all been an act. And it's which monkey can throw their dad's shit the furthest. At least you are using your own shit. And have gone places I've never seen. I feel like I'm playing catch up for most of our interactions. Like, for what? Normie interactions? And you know what? I'm not even saying, yeah, you might be behind in terms of maybe some socialization or normal people's experiences. That's okay. Just hang out. You'll catch up. There's no rush. I'm not saying, maybe you should. Hey, we're going to meet up. They invite you. Hey, after stunning, we're going to go meet up and watch the game at the bar for some wings. Go hang out with the monkeys. Go ahead. Have some fun. Socialize. See what the normal people do. Maybe, maybe you'll find something that the normal people like to, like, I know there's one, I forget his name. He's an economist and he's a huge Green Bay Packer fan. I'm like, really? Really? You're going to want the sports ball, huh? You're a Packers fan. Or even Condoleezza Rice. I think she's a real big fan of one team. And obviously that woman is a genius. Like, okay, I guess I got my vice too. But I would not judge my entire life value based on what normies do. I don't envy them because I know where I came from, but I question if I'm being lazy. No. You go to the gym, you're majoring in STEM, and you save your money. You absolutely are not being lazy. What's your definition of lazy? Maybe you have a very mathematical brain. It needs to be proven to you. Why don't you measure how many hours per day you work, whether that's working out, commute to working out, working itself, studying, right? 16 hours a day, 8 of which you sleep. Maybe you don't, but do that. And then figure that out. Running errands, what percent of your waking hours are you working? I'm around 90%. I'm sure when you look at it, you're going to be around 90 or probably almost 100% because you're in college. And then compare yourself to what other people do. I went and party, da, da, da. You're lazy? You're not lazy. How are you lazy? I know with my condition, I'm prone to wanting to sleep, so I fight it. Okay, that's you problem, man. That's you. Why are you fighting it? But is there more I should be doing? Oh, I see. You're fighting because you fear being lazy. Well, okay, if that's what's keeping you up at night, I'm not a therapist. But I really don't believe in therapy because they haven't cured anyone. Look, buddy, if what's keeping you up at night is that you're not working enough, then you need to go and measure and figure out how much you're working. And then when you measure how much you're working, then maybe that will flip the switch in your brain like, oh, dude, I work enough already. Oh, I thought I was really No, I'm really doing well. I mean, maybe that's but I don't know. That's a demon you get to wrestle. I'll tell you this right now. Let's say, because of the way you were brought up, that fear of being lazy is never going away, right? I will never, and I can be sympathetic with that because I will never eat slow. I will never eat slow, and I'll never be slow. Everyone's slower than me. The reason why is that just to get by and survive, I had to eat fast, and I had to go fast to whatever, make it to the next course, get the next shift, whatever. It's part of my hard wiring. I'm sure with years long focusing on it and a heavy doses of drugs, I could go back to being a turd flinging monkey. No insult to TFM. However, if you don't get your sleep, your performance will suffer as if you were being lazy, right? This is maybe you're unaware of it because I wasn't aware of it, but sleep is very important. And without it, you can't work as much as you need to or can. You need to get your sleep so that you can work more and better than without it. See what I'm saying? Like if you only get 3, 4 hours of sleep, fine. You have 4 more hours to do work. Your work quality is going to be shit. And then you get sick, right? I got sick a lot. And then I remember having a cold for a month. Couldn't do any work, right? You're going to do less work with less sleep than if you get your sleep together. So if it's a guilt thing, then you got to turn that guilt into an obligation to sleep so tomorrow you is able to do more work. Does that make sense? So two solutions philosophically to get in your brain. Um, one, realize you probably work way harder and more than the average person. Okay. So that should say, oh, yeah, no, I am okay. And it's okay to have fun. Like I have forced, this is the pot calling the kettle black. I forced myself to take a Sabbath this past year where, and New Year's resolution, I think I got 5, 5 real ones out of 52 weeks where I sat and did nothing. Right? You have to forgive yourself and say, no, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to get sleep, right? But knowing your guilt complex or your work ethic complex, whatever is hardwired into you, you will do less work with less sleep. So if you want to be obliged to work, get your sleep so you can work the next. I'll tell you, it's great getting a good night's rest because then I wait and I have those days where I really enjoy working, whether it's wrenching on the vehicles or doing videos. Or like I wake up, I'm like, let's go, motherfuckers. Try to get to that stasis or status or mentality. But beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. But is there more I should be doing? No, what more should you be? You work out, you're majoring in electrical engineering, and you're not gonna be able to continue doing that if you get sleep and you get sick. At home, success was getting a good paying job with benefits. Now what is the goal when you get that by going to school? Well, what what is the goal when you get that by going to school? Well, you because school ends. That's why yeah, you kinda like have a job, you're going to school and studying, it's kinda like a job, but then you get your degree and you go work. So you're don't worry about it, the job with benefits is coming. Um, I don't seek someone telling me what I should do, but more if I'm lacking something. That's why I wish to have outside perspective. Here's the thing, you're a foreigner in a foreign land. That's what you are. You are you're from poverty, very, very bad poverty if they're selling your shit as a kid. And now you're amongst normal and upper middle income type of people. That's it. And you're trying to measure yourself by these people's standards. It's not going to work. And I would say the standards are wrong if you want real peace and contentment. So let me go through the notes here and maybe we can introduce some actual metrics or some context if I haven't already so that you can more accurately assess your performance, realize you're not underperforming, realize you're not lazy, and then realize inevitably you're going to have a much better life than these people, which you already have. You just don't see it yet because everyone's using their normie standards to make you, not purposely, to make you feel like, oh, I'm not performing as good as the 27-year-old girls with the big boobs and mommy and daddy's money traveling to Italy. All right. So you have life on hard mode. There are different rules. And it's going to take you longer to get to normal performance metrics than other people. Again, you're like this, and everybody's flatter like that. However, the benefit is in having it harder, steeper climb. You're going to get better at it than them, and you will soon supersede them, like I said, Come take a look in 3 years. Tell me you're not better off than most people. They're about to go into their decline or at least plateau. You're going to keep on going up. All right. So you had different rules, so you can't compare your past to one another. Consequently, you have different goals. All poor people, especially men, have different goals, namely survival and make up for lost time. And that could take forever. To compensate for a poor or bad childhood, that takes decades to overcome, not to mention all the wrong information you were given. I did not start beating the normies by traditional metrics and the objective metrics that I would like to use in terms of freedom and all that until I was well into my 30s, about 34, 35. So you're a good 7, 8 years ahead of me on this. So that's poor people's survive, make up for lost time, financial stability, and all that. Normies, they don't have to worry about that. So then they go on to loftier, I'd say frivolous things, namely consumption and materialism and popularity. And what you don't realize now, because you're at the they're at peak normie right now, is that their goals are going to make them miserable. Because at the end of the day, they don't actually make their own money. They're not financially stable. And it is things and stuff. It's just a couch. What I want you to do. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 books that you can go read if you want. The third one is Turd Flinging Monkey, Way of Monkey book. Read that. And I'll have 2 other books. I want you to go watch American Beauty. Go watch it. Dude, yeah, it's a movie, but it's real. It's a documentary. It's roughly a story about like the perfect family that has everything, like the Mercedes SUV and the house in the suburbs and all that. And they are fucking miserable because it's all about the money. It's all about being popular. It's all about keeping up appearances. Middle school never fucking ends. And that's why normies, no matter how good they are fucking miserable. No matter how popular they are at 43, they're miserable. And the other reason that they're miserable is, in a sense, your poverty is going to end up being a blessing. Me and Anthem have talked about this. Because being poor and surviving, it makes you more content with the stuff you get. It makes you appreciate everything that you have. And so if you succeed, your victory is much more permanent and much more flavorful. I will never get sick of having a good meal. Never. I mean, I don't want to eat the same thing every day, but I am eternally grateful when there's food on my plate. Like, I don't think I got to worry about it. Like, I haven't like bought food like for storage and just in case, you know. I don't care if it's going to Taco Bell, man. It's just like, oh my God, food. Do you know how good life is when something as simple as food makes you happy? Right? Oh my God, food. You know how happy I am? I get to sleep every night. Just get a good night's rest. Like, oh my God, I have to wake up at some shit piss hour of the morning, go work a shift. You know how happy I am? Just have a good thing, like good coffee. I could afford good coffee now. Do you know how happy I am affording good coffee and having it every morning? Dude, the fact I don't have to worry about where to go, I gotta wake up and answer to a boss, that it's so much a higher standard of living than millionaires. I know millionaires. You know what they gotta do? They gotta fucking go into downtown Portland and deal with fucking meetings and assholes in the finance district, which surprisingly there is one in Portland. I know assholes who are millionaires and all they gotta do is deal with other people's problems and manage and all this other shit and stuff like that. I'm not saying don't become a millionaire. I mean, if you make the money, yeah, absolutely. But I don't want the popularity. I don't want the fucking SUV. I don't want the I have a much better life and I can appreciate simple contentment, peace, and stability and freedom. Because these people can't. They can't. They're fucking slaves to stuff. They're slaves to like the popular thing. They're slaves to they are literal. They'll go into debt to pay for the house or the McMortgage and the McMansion for stuff. It's just a couch. And me, dude, the number of people I've had. Why don't you get a nicer truck? Dude, that truck is like 20 years break. Why, you could afford it. Why don't you get a truck? And I look at their trucks and the trucks are all nicer. Their cars are all nicer. And they're like, oh, we can all be like you. Must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah, it is. The freedom is. But you know what's better is that having been poor and having done without and like you and other poor people is you appreciate things that don't cost money. Things that are like you appreciate a status. I don't mean a status like I'm an investment banker, like the status of financial stability, no obligations, uh, a good sleep schedule, food. So I think the goals are different. And when normies reach their goals, they're still miserable because it's never changed. It's just doing what other people want them to be popular, including going to debt and prove to other people how popular they are. Poor people are much more in tune with the real world and what's required. And once they achieve stability and once they tame poverty, once they beat it back and they secure their financial future, your future life is so much more peaceful and contented. It's just so much nice. And then not to say you don't enjoy the occasional nice thing, but you enjoy everything that other people take for granted. And they'll never like a girl who's nice, right? Just a girl who's nice and cooks for you and is quiet and is obedient and isn't a pain in the ass. Meanwhile, all the dude bros I know are married, a lot of them, to insufferable bitches. They're hot, bro. I'm like, yeah, I know they're hot. I've dated some of them. They're bitches and they're a perpetual pain in the ass. I got my woman, she'll just start talking and then she'll realize I'm not listening. She's like, "Oh, you don't care, do you?" I'm like, "Nope." She's like, "Sorry." I'm like, "Thank you." I'm the richest man in Babylon. Look it up. So, I think the fact you've made it, I mean, you still obviously gotta go to college, get the job and stable. I would stop and look at the peace and serenity and stability you have in your life, even at the young age of 27 compared to other people, and not what they're showing you. But, like, their finances, like, ask them about, like, "Yeah, you got your student loan debts? Oh, yeah, it really sucks, yeah." Dude, it's and play with them, like, be like one of them. "Oh, yeah, man, I got my car loan." "You got a car loan?" "Oh, yeah, I do." "Oh, man." Man, like, so, I mean, it feels like you can't even just get I'm living paycheck to paycheck. "You living paycheck to pay?" Like, "Yeah, I am." And they'll have, like, the fucking nicest fucking shit ever. And then just be happy you don't live paycheck to paycheck. So, that's another thing. You got different rules, then you got different goals. And then you're gonna have different enjoyments in life. And I would say your enjoyment or your victories in life, they're more permanent and they're more flavorful. Related, your life has purpose. Their life is to consume. You have a life of survival, which isn't that's Viktor Frankl's book, but at least you got to survive, and then you get to enjoy the rest of your life how you see fit. And also, unlike the normies, you're not conditioned in being told you must do this thing to enjoy happiness in life. Like, look at all these miserable bitches thinking that a fucking handbag is going to make them happy, or being a girl boss bitch like that, which is a consumptive item. That's a lifestyle and they're all on antidepressants. You're avoiding that. You're avoiding that. You're going to have more character because you've gone through more hardship. You're going to be a more colorful and characterful, if that means anything, person, and that means you're going to be a more interesting person and have a better life. You're going to have better conversations with people. I know you think their conversations about, wow, man, it ever dawned on you that maybe God doesn't exist, man? Like, okay, you're going to have way better philosophical discussions than your 20 something philosophers are having right now. Dude, if we just had all the rich pay for everything, man, then we could all do pot and jerk off to the prawn, man. Wasn't that deep? I want to punch you in your face. Also, you know the value of a dollar, which means you know the value of your time, which also means then you know the value of other people's time. You had to work for this shit. And what that's going to allow you to do is appreciate your own life, set boundaries, not be taken advantage of, And you're also going to appreciate other people's time. Like, well, I know it took me 5 hours to do this one thing. And that person over there, oh, I'm going to respect. That means you're going to be on time. You're going to be considerate of other people's time. You know what that means? You're going to be a better person and you're going to attract better people in your life. You're not going to tolerate the people who are late. You're not going to tolerate people who treat you like it because you're not like, dude, I got to work. I got shit going on, right? Kind of what prevents you don't even respect your own time, denying yourself sleep. Right? That's how much you, oh, I gotta work, but I'll sacrifice. Like, dude, so you're very aware of the value of your time. You're not going to let someone waste your time. But more importantly, and this is going to be an increase in the standard of livings that the normie conformies, poop flinging monkeys don't have, is you're going to appreciate other people's time. You're going to be on time. You're going to be punctual. You're going to be considerate of them in conversation. And that's going to lead to better friendships. So that's some of the popular chasing 43-year-old kids don't have. And that's about it. It's not the life, like, it's not the standards of performance that you're being told is very important. They're the ones that actually are important. Yeah, you know what, buddy? Maybe you're not going to McMansion in 3 years, and maybe you won't have your sports car, bro. And maybe you don't get to go to the wings in sports game and talk about sports philosophy about whether Jokic Johnson gets traded for Dinglebutt Butthole. Oh man, what do you think? You're going to miss out on those conversations. I'm sorry for me. But your life, I'm going to bet, man, your life it's already getting better. You just don't see it because you're not up high enough. Give it 5 years, definitely a decade, and then look back at everybody's going to be this debt-ridden slave, divorced, whatever. And maybe you didn't go. You get to go to Senior Frogs, and maybe you didn't go to the French Riviera or whatever. But you know what? You're going to have peace and content. You should go read Coach Greg Adams' book, Free Agent Lifestyle. Lots of books. So there's Turd Flinging Monkey Book, Way a Monkey Book. Go pick up Coach Greg Adams' book, Free Agent Lifestyle. The ones I got linked below, I'd recommend this one, though, before Coach Greg Adams' book, but after Turd Flinging Monkey's book, is Zero World Problems. That's going to give you goals and at least change your focus from sports car, girl suck a dick, bro. I got wings. Okay. I'm going to say, hey, instead of looking at the monkeys who are throwing feces at each other, why don't we turn and look at different goals? So that'd be zero world problems. Plus, with your mentality, you're going to need a bone to chew on once you're done with college. And then you'll be like, oh my God, projects to do. Here we go. And then your subject line said you're a black veteran. You spelled veteran wrong. So learn to spell. I don't think you need it because you're well on your way. But if obviously black men come for poverty, you're a black man. For those of you who happen to be poor and black or Hispanic, it would apply somewhat equally here. There's a book I wrote called The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, but you're white. Yes, oh my God, Jesus. I was also poor and got myself out of it, and I enlisted the help of other black men who did the same because obviously I haven't had the black experience. But I was able to take my economics background and getting out of poverty background and combine it with it. It was like Reese's peanut butter. You know, you got chocolate, I got peanut butter. Let's put it together. Oh my God, here's a book. So that'd be for any black men in the audience if you're interested in how to get out of poverty, because it's a similar situation. Oh my God, your mom slept with T-Rash and he left? What are the chances? And there you go. And it's hard. I'll tell you this. A lot of this is being hypocritical of me because I'm like, just flip the switch, bro, and get some sleep and be happy, bro. You have your entire life has been one of struggle. And every time you've been told, these are the cool things to do, bro. These are the goals and objectives. So it's hard to just flip that around and say, yeah, that's all a lie. It's all bullshit. Here are your real goals and objectives. And you're actually doing very well. It takes a long time, but that's why. Oh, and that's the other thing. I would go read some Schopenhauer, Arthur Schopenhauer. That's going to be a little bit deep. I would save that for the last of your readings. And by the way, when I recommend this, I'm not recommending it like, hey, when you get, no, I'm telling you to read this shit so that the nightmare ends And at least you're like, oh my God, I got it now. And then the least you can do is watch American Beauty. That's the least you can do. So let's go over all the resources you got to go through here. You don't need the black man's guide out of poverty, but there's an aspiring young black man like to get out of poverty. I'd start there. Okay, so that's step one for everyone else. Step two, go watch American Beauty. That's a movie. You just sit on your ass and you watch it. That's the least you can do. Turd Flinging Monkey, The Way of Monkey book. I get that. Then I would get Zero World Problems. Did I link to something else below? What did I link below? Why did I think there was something else? Oh, I think I did link to the Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Yeah, I did. Then Zero World Problems. That's more of a structural, what do you do? What are real goals, tangible, practical things you can do? And then I would read or at least consume some videos on Arthur Schopenhauer's life philosophy. And then that should give you a whole other world and value and philosophical system or structure to pursue, or at least prove to your eyes why the measures of performance of the normie conformies inferiors, the human monkeys throwing feces at each other, are stupid, dumb, and obsolete and should not be pursued. And then you're not going to be, you'll go through all that and be like, oh my God, these people are wrong. I should not want to go to Senior Frogs. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Senior Frogs, but that is not my point and purpose in life, is to go to Senior Frog, if that is even a thing anymore. Lord knows I don't know if it's a thing. Oh my God, look at all the rich bitches. And by rich bitches, I mean girls who have rich parents posting pictures of their travels to Dubai or France or wherever else. Say, that's a waste of time. That's stupid. Not to say you wouldn't go and enjoy France, but like, that's not valuable. And then once you really be like, I get it now. And then this should at least turn down the noise in your head of your own self-criticism. And you'd be like, oh, wait, no, I'm doing great. Then maybe you get some sleep. I'd recommend melatonin. All right, let's go to the super chats. I think we took care of that one. Sock Duck, $2. Rejoice, silver has jumped over 10%. Wait, what's silver at now? Is it above 60? Really? What's going on, man? $61. Holy shit. Why? I don't pay attention to the metals market. I don't know. My God. See, now that obligates me. Do I got to sell my silver and convert something into land? Do I just take the silver and buy land? And like, hey, do you want silver? You got land. You want silver. I got silver. I want land. You want to meet up? Elon Musk filthy jockstrap, $5. As a homosexual, I find this video racist. Reported to ADL. Also, what should I do with my 8 million 401k? Femboy Fantasia is looking good these days. I hate to say it. Femboy Fantasia looks better than most women, even though he's a dude. You got to hand it to him. He committed to the act, although it's not an act. He's bi. But you got to hand it to him. He does. He's like, there's a trans gal she's in the conservative side of things, but I guess it's a dude, but I default to saying she because she looks like a fucking girl because she put in the effort. And we got our own Femboy Fantasia. He puts in the effort. It's like, I want to use him as an example. You must look at least this good looking because it's a dude, okay? Muff Edit, $2. Unlike them, you'll be doing stuff in a collapse. Yeah, I'll be doing stuff. He'll be doing stuff. They'll be starving. I'll be relaxed. I'll be enjoying the chaos. I'll be sipping my tea and like, this is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Look at all the people there at the truck stop, but there's no trucks coming in because there's no gas anymore, no electricity. And now they're all murdering each other. All right, time to defend the perimeter. It's my shift. Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap, $2. Heartfelt Rhinestone is my spirit animal. Rhinestone is very much a great philosopher. He is. He really is. Suck Duck, $2. Meditations by Mark. Oh, yes, good one. Very good, Suck Duck. Right, we should talk about the Stoics. I would almost do that one after Schopenhauer, this guy needs to get practical, tangible shit. Schopenhauer is philosophical yet still tangible on how to deal with the normies. That's why I recommended it to this guy. Marcus Aurelius is like, now that I realize everyone's a fucking normie and I'm a misanthrope, what's the purpose and meaning in life? And that's like God tier level later philosophy. But you are right, Suck Duck. He should inevitably do that. Mazatzal, $2. How much poo did you fling? Bro, I fling so much poo. Did you see that guy throw the poo farther than the other monkey throw the poo? Dude, he smeared the poo all over his face, man. What it is. It's what it is. Wisco Nomad, $2. I can't stand the obsession with the Packers here. Okay, I can at least understand the pack because they're not some big. Green Bay is not this big million-plus population center. It's local, and the Pack actually has won some Super Bowls. They're a good franchise. I don't mind watching a handful of plays. If I'm going to cheer on someone, I'm going to cheer on the Pack. But I ain't going to wear no fucking cheese thing on my head. I'm not, no. And besides which, what are people in Wisconsin going to do otherwise? I live there. I know what it's like. Dre, $2. He should read Free Agent Lifestyle by Coach Greg Adams. Absolutely. Dre, $2 again. I've never seen American Beauty or Die. Oh, God, Dre, Jesus. Dre, it's Christmas. It's Christmas time. Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie ever. Okay, will you go watch? Don't live up to the black man stereotype of not seeing Die Hard. Apparently, it's something like if you're under 30 years old and you're a black guy, you've never seen Die Hard. Will you guys please go see Die Hard? I can't talk to you deep and philosophically if you do not know the fundamental life lessons of Die Hard. And then American Beauty. Yeah, Dre, see, I don't know if you need it so much, but this guy definitely does. Because Dre, you're already out there, man. You say, nope, I'm leaving. You got the Schopenhauer thing done. You're wandering the earth. You're doing it right. But will you just go see Die Hard? This is why. See, when I was a kid, my mom and every woman, boomer woman, they try to make you do this thing called read books. And they say, you got to watch this movie. And it was all dog shit. It was all horrible shit. A waste of time. I'm not trying to get you to watch some obscure foreign film that sucks. It is an awesome movie. It's the best movie ever. It's like I've never had chocolate ice cream. If Orgasm was a movie, Die Hard would be the movie. Watch it. Ken, he says hi for $2. Hello, Ken. Dre, $2. It's peace, quiet, and freedom. Yeah, I know. Ken Rose, $5. Hi, Cappy. Humble bragging doesn't necessarily equate to good character. Right. I'm just saying, if you are smart and the topic of conversation comes up, you say, yes, I'm smart. Well, what makes you think that? Because I took an IQ test. You asked a question, didn't you? I'm not saying, you're the libertarian at the party or the vegan and you let everybody know. But if the topic of conversation comes up and, well, why should we listen to you? Because I have a 130 odd IQ. I've studied the topic and I've done the research. Is that enough for you? Oh, okay. Continue sucking then. Dre, $2. If Cappy could see the upside, then anyone can. Dre, what? Someone put a bunch of quarters in you today? $2. Cappy, favorite girl is Big Mike. Drew, $2. Any experience with Wi-Fi security cameras? Yeah. They're good. They're flexible. You can always have them on your phone to see what's going on. The problem is with the Wi-Fi, all the apps are Chinese based. And then you're wondering well, did the Chinese people, did they see me walking around naked in my underwear? Right? Did they see my girlfriend give me a blowjob in the kitchen? They really that's what one of the main concerns is. I have a friend who installs security systems, and he's like, "Yeah, you gotta worry about that shit." Like, it goes to a Chinese company. If Hewlett Packard is spying on your printer, these people are probably spying on you. So you can get these closed circuit ones and American made, but then I don't know what guarantee that is either, that the American app ain't spying on you either. And that says nothing about whether your phone is spying on you. Captain Bob, $5. I got shop kids listening to Cappy. Teachers hate it, and I'm chuckling into my cup of coffee. So wait, you're over at a school? Hey, to all the teachers who don't like it that I'm helping your students become more successful and happier than you, go fuck yourselves. You had your shot. Too bad. I'm sorry socialism is wrong and majoring in education was a waste of your life. It's not too late for you. Lose weight, have sex with the opposite sex, live life. Oh my God, what a horrible influence on the kids in shop class. Hey, kids in shop class, show up on time and don't be drunk and do the job right. You'll make more than your teachers. There we go. I'm glad we solved it now. We solved it. Dre, $2. I've seen Man on Fire and relate to Denzel's character. Yeah, Man on Fire it's great. it's up there. It's one of my top 10 movies. It is not Die Hard. Okay. I'm afraid you're out of time. Tried 2 cameras and the customer service is awful. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Muff edit, $2. Make fits with your toes. Fits with your toes. I'm doing it for 12 years. He sees the gun. Don't worry, I'm a cop. Been doing it for 11 years. Fits with your toes. Sorry, Dre. Dre, I'm sorry you're not alive. I'm sorry you're just this entity that was born to a man and a woman who's wandering the earth without his soul. Too bad you never watched Die Hard. Then you have a fucking soul. Dre, $2. Your phone is spying on you like Google. Yeah, no, it is. Drew, $2. Horrific customer service outsourced overseas. Yeah, what's the, well, don't, this is the last super chat, so we're not going to worry about it. All right, there you go. Link below. Zero world problems. Black man's got out of poverty. In order for everyone. If you happen to be a black man and want to get out of poverty, black man's got out of poverty. Start there. Second thing, American Beauty. Watch that movie. Third thing, zero world problems. Fourth thing, Schopenhauer. Fifth, no, I'm sorry, I get that wrong. First thing, Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Second thing, American Beauty. Third thing, Way of Monkey Book, Turd Flinging Monkey. Fourth thing, Zero World Problems. Fifth thing, Schopenhauer. Sixth and final thing, Marcus Aurelius Meditations. All right, there we go. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.